Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to another tarot reading. I'm in my garden today and I was thinking about the solar eclipse and eclipse season kicking off. It was last week and it took place 10 degrees Cancer, the solar eclipse, and we are in between eclipses. And the lunar eclipse will happen 24 degrees Capricorn. I went to the pools this morning. I just want to bring the cards a little bit more into focus here for us. I went to the pools and I was thinking about, what this energy will mean for some of us, because this is like a general reading, but I want to tune into the collective, and maybe, for people who resonate. So the theme and the axis of this eclipse is Cancer, Capricorn. Cancer is our home. It's the deepest part of our chart. It's the fourth house, generally speaking, collectively speaking. And Capricorn is 10th house. It's our career, our visibility in the world. So it is home versus career for a lot of us. But this could also be mother versus father, kind of themes. What role did your mother play in your life? What role did your father play in your life? And what type of parent are you, if you are a mother or father? What's your parenting styles? How does your childhood influence your current situation in your life? And these are the things that I'm thinking about. But before I start the reading, I want to say I'm using my Thelema Tarot deck. I will post below the decks that I'm using. I'm also using this little, it's just a, I don't even know how I came into this deck. This is just a major arcana deck. And then I want to do my talking to heaven cards. Now, the reason I'm bringing up talking to heaven is you might be waiting for messages from people who had crossed over, and at this time, during eclipse season, it is a time when a lot of souls choose to depart from this dimension and move on to the next. Or maybe you've been waiting for messages, from someone who crossed over, was very close to you, or something like that. But I also feel the veil is very thin, between eclipses. It's a whole 2 weeks of having the ability where the consciousness and the subconsciousness is merging. The masculine principle and the feminine principle is merging. Everything is blended together. And this might affect a whole lot of us, emotionally, mentally. We might be all over the place and not even exactly know why. Okay, so that's what I kind of want to have a look into today, is how is it affecting us, and how can we work with the solar eclipse energy for, the highest good of all, for yourself as well as for everyone involved. So I'm going to do a mini Celtic cross, and we'll have a look into that. I feel like with this eclipse, because eclipses feed into each other, right? So in the beginning of the year, we had, I think, was it in January, the first week of January, we had the eclipse that fed into last year's July eclipse, So January might also kind of be a highlight for you. So just put the information where it fits. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. Okay. But you will know how this speaks to you. Okay, so I want to draw us a couple major cards to get major themes for this eclipse, and what we could potentially focus on. My name is Ahorangi Starchild, and I'm New Zealand based. Okay, so our first card, is justice. It's an 8 in this deck. You know, in some tarot decks, the justice card and the strength card is swapped around in position. So I always feel like when I get a justice with the 8, to me that is the blending of the energy of healing that comes through justice, putting your own fears to rest by experiencing justice, calming your own fears, or like receiving healing. Maybe there was a big imbalance in your life in some way, shape, or form, and justice is returning the balance so that you can experience a time of respite and healing. So it's almost like a blending of the energies, the way I experience this card, the blending of Leo and Libra. And at the moment, we have Mars gone into Leo. We have Jupiter and Sagittarius trining that Mars. And we have our Mercury retrograde, which it's just, gone into Leo, but Mercury will be going back into Cancer. So once again, I feel it's like the Leonine energy with the passion and that um the drive to be your own authentic self, because Leo is the stage center. Leo is ruled by the sun. It is like taking center stage of your life, but doing this with a flavor of fairness, looking for justice, looking for a balanced way, even though it is the center stage of your life. I feel like it is doing it for the highest good of all. You have to be you, because that is your contribution that you make to the collective at large. Um, I like how she holds that sword. I like how those scales are balanced. Sorry, new camera angles here because I moved my camera outside. So that's a big sword, and she's feeling away with us because she's blindfolded. She can't see. So it's also about trusting your intuition, higher guidance, because in the Leo card, we have, the lady with the lion, and she has the limnisk above her head, which is the infinity symbol, which is knowledge, spiritual knowledge. And I like that kind of headgear that she's wearing. It's kind of like lighting up that crown chakra. So it is looking for information to restore balance in your life, but with a spiritual element to it. Feeling your way, looking deeper into situations, a need to be fair, a need to be just, a need to approach things with knowledge, because there's a book there as well. Look at the book. There's a book beside her. The book of knowledge, the book of law, universal law stepping in. So I kind of feel like this eclipse is introducing an energy where we want to restore the balance in our life, whether it's health, relationships, the way you live your life, your priorities, what is fair, what's not fair, and totally cutting out things that you feel doesn't serve you. That sword is really standing out for me. And then we have the Empress. So, Venus is in Cancer at the moment, and Venus is going to conjunct the North Node in Cancer with the Sun. The Sun is already contacting the North Node in Cancer, and the Empress is ruled by its Taurus Cancer energy. And so it brings Venus and the Moon into play, and we are due for our lunar eclipse in Capricorn. So this card also speaks to me about returning to yourself and realizing your self-worth. especially with this Leonine sort of like wanting to return the balance to your life and being fair about it, but it's also about you or us as a collective looking to find ways to return to ourselves, because we know that the abundance in our life is derived when we are connected with ourselves and we know our worth. That we wouldn't invest our energy, resources, and all that we are into situations, people, projects which doesn't serve us. Um, and the Empress is about creating your abundance. You create it through knowing what you're worth. And look at this lady. She also has a sword. It's the first time I actually see an Empress with a sword. But once again, it's about speaking your truth and knowledge. Because swords is about authenticity. You know, it's about cutting away things that don't serve you. And I feel like this Empress is really standing in her truth, especially with the Sun conjunct the North Node. I feel like if you're on a quest to find out what it is that you know, where your values lie, I feel like you're really going to find that, you know, in the next 2 weeks. One more card. We have the Star. So it's also a divinely guided journey. And I feel like, you know, our um, angels, guides, God, whoever you believe in, they're helping behind the scenes to putting things into place for you so that you can experience, or start to experience, the justice in your life. You start to realize your value. You start to realize what it is that you can contribute in this world, that you actually have quite a lot to share. Okay. Um, there's a lot of spirituality here. It's about being guided by the stars, connected to the stars, connected to the universe, receiving recognition for your efforts. And I feel like once again with that Libra card, that, you know, it is, if things have been out of balance, that the balance will be returned, because it's time. Just because simply it's time. The universe is governed by laws. You know, there's a season for everything. If you've been scraping the bottom of the barrel, and we have, because we have a Four of Cups, missed opportunities, Seven of Wands, someone has their defenses up. And I kind of feel like in some cases, I sometimes I feel like these are the cards that says, I don't want to play house anymore. You know, when you are little and you have your dreams and you have fun and you go out and you experience life, and then something happens and it just totally destroys that inner faith and belief that you have in opportunities that just come to you through higher guidance. That belief, and that when the opportunities pass you by, the one after the other, it feels like you lose your mojo, you lose your groove, and you feel like you need to defend yourself and be all up in, you know, like starting to say no, and because the realization that you are expending your energy in places that doesn't serve you. Because if you expend a certain amount of energy, then it is expected that a certain result will be achieved. But sometimes it just feels like futile, um, what do you call it? Expeditions of futility. And then you go like, oh, well, I'm just going to sit here. I'm not going to even try anymore, because all my energy that I've expended has left me with nothing. And there's opportunities that have passed me by. And now I'm just going to sit here and be all defensive and having to say no to situations and maybe even turn inward, because the Four of Cups sometimes is a card of meditation and seeking spiritual truth and spiritual guidance. And your guides are here to help you, because in the Four of Cups, that fourth cup in the background there is handed by to you by spirit. And I feel like with the Star card that there's a lot of things have coming, there's a lot of assistance coming from behind the scenes during this time where all the energy is all mixed up, not mixed up, but it's sort of like merging, spirits, the spiritual realm. There's a lot of assistance coming to you right now because the veil is thin. We have the moon once again, that solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse coming in at 24 degrees Capricorn. That is going to bring a lot of secrets and information to light. This moon is a full moon. Sometimes the full moon is so bright it feels like day outside. And I feel like we're going to get clarity on our emotions, on what is holding us back, our hidden fears. We will start to see in which direction our life path is taking us. So I get forward movement at a very slow pace, but I feel like this becoming aware of emotions and how your emotions color your reality. We have Six of Cups, beautiful soul connections coming in. And I got this with the Mercury retrograde reading that I did the other day, that there is a beautiful soul connections working on your soul family. I think maybe with this Four of Cups and the Six of Cups that you feel maybe in the past that there was a relationship or a connection, that there was a missed opportunity in connecting with someone who you really value at heart level, with someone you have a connection, whether this was a job opportunity, a family member, where something went awry, in a soul connection. You feel like there's an opportunity that passed. But once again, I feel like that energy is still there. It's the Nine of Cups, not the Six of Cups. So maybe because I'm bringing in the Six of Cups, I feel like that could also be relevant, because that's what I saw clairvoyantly. So maybe also in the past, once again, wishes, your dreams, your visions, everything that you worked towards did not transpire in spite of the effort that you had put through, that you've put in to achieve your goals, and it just never manifested. And maybe because of that, have these hidden fears about, well, how do I do this now, because I did the best I could, and yet here I am sitting empty handed and defensive. What do I do from here on out? And like, this is at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Nine of Swords here. So this is a deep psychological, kind of issues that we're working on. And how do we self-sabotage? How do we allow our minds and our thoughts to create a reality that's really stressful? How do you handle stress? That's also one of the things that come up. How do you handle your stress? Maybe you do a lot of problem solving at night while you're sleeping, like having nightmares or sleeping restless or just can't sleep, and you can't really say why you can't sleep. But we have the Ace of Cups coming in. I feel like the solar eclipse is bringing is restoring our faith, is bringing back this balance. It's life is going to show justice, so that to restore your faith, that life can be fair, that if you put in the effort, that your dreams can come true. But sometimes it just takes a little bit longer than what we anticipate, because we do have the Empress there. She doesn't need anything. She's abundant on all levels, emotionally, physically, in a material world, um, spiritually. So I feel like also, with the star card, that our um, angels and our guides are really putting in a big effort, in this solar eclipse season, with especially with this one, to help us realize how we nourish ourselves, and what our spiritual where do we get our spiritual strength from? Where do we get our inspiration from? Because Ace of Cups is spiritual energy, but it's beautiful energy connected to the heart. It's heart chakra energy. And it's your love. It's to find your love again, to find your self-love, your balance in love, in relationships, even maybe in spiritual, maybe if you've been angry at God, or you've been angry at life in general because of the injustices that was done. I feel like this eclipse, like the angels are working behind the scenes to restore your faith again in spirituality, to restore your faith in spirituality. Maybe even some of us going inwards to reconnect with ourselves on a deeper level, to to jumpstart and revive our spiritual world. But I feel for a lot of us, there's love coming in, maybe a missed opportunity for love. Maybe there was this wish on love, and we have the Four of Cups, which says that that wish didn't transpire, but now we have a lot of help from our spiritual guides to help us put things together. And here we go. This is a Ten of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, this is a beautiful reading. So I want to do this quickly. Just bear with me, please. Okay. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. Look at that. Whoo, not a cloud in the sky. Lovely. Okay, so what I want to show here is what I see. So here we are. We're sitting with our missed opportunities. Okay, and we're feeling very, very sad. But this cup here is what Spirit is bringing in for us, a renewed faith in love, renewing our heart, healing our hearts, healing our faith. Because sometimes if we don't have enough faith, we can call upon our angels to help us, regain our composure when it comes to our beliefs. But this is God's blessings raining down. And I kind of see how the clouds in the background is sort of like disintegrating, and almost feels like that's that eclipse energy here, where the veil is very thin between our dimension and whoever is helping us and assisting us on the other side. And here we have the Nine of Cups. So I see how she's sitting with her head inclined towards this Nine of Cups. And this, you can put this in the way of past experiences as well, that maybe wishes didn't come true, or there was a delay. Maybe you were your own worst enemy, self-sabotaging, not being open, because we have the Seven of Wands here, not being open to receive for whatever reason, maybe not feeling worthy, because we have this Empress here, who didn't know her value. But now it is becoming very clear on that deeper understanding on what the value is, in yourself, and what it is that is important to you. But it's through realizing what is important, and to not forget, to know that we live in a universe with multiple opportunities, and through still being open to love in spite of everything. And now we are creating our abundance, our Ten of Pentacles abundance, whether this is you wanting a relationship, a long-standing relationship from a soulmate, because I did mention Six of Cups. Why I didn't know, but I saw that clairvoyantly. The Ace of Cups is also a brand new start. You know, that's your new start. Reigniting your compassion, passion, feelings, being all up in your feelings and knowing what it is to how to achieve your emotional happiness and doing it long term because we know what our value is. Okay, and I feel like these fears down here is fading away. I feel like the next 2 weeks is all about um working on getting a handle on what is holding you back. And I feel like what is holding us back is fear based. And it's 9 out of 10 times ungrounded fears. So I want to do us some angel cards. Let's see if I put it like that. Okay, just hang on. I'm just outside enjoying myself here with my different camera angles, and I like my lavender garden. So let's see. We have Skydive Auckland going today as well. Canopies coming down. It's beautiful. Beautiful and peaceful. Okay, so this is for if you've been waiting on messages from heaven. It doesn't necessarily have to be from someone who had passed. It could just be you asking your angels a question, if you're looking for guidance. Oops, this one fell out. Right, so we have, I wish I told you more often how much I love you. So this could be someone who had passed. Maybe it was you had a very difficult relationship with someone who struggled to express their emotions. But this could also be a message from your angels, talking about someone. Maybe once again that Six of Cups, that soulmate relationship that you have been waiting for that hasn't transpired, or whatever the situation is. But I feel like there's someone around you who wish that they could have expressed their emotions more often, or maybe someone who struggled to express their emotions. So, and this one's falling out. Also saying, and I kind of feel like it goes in with that one that we just had. If I'd only known then what I know now, I would have lived differently. So maybe, they would have made the effort to express themselves better in telling them how much you mean to them. One more card. So I feel like there's someone around you, if they are still here, who would like to express. Oh my God, I feel like this is a soulmate connection. We will be together again. Oh, sorry, camera angles. There we go. We will be together again. So, and I've been talking about a missed opportunity in love. Maybe something happened in family because we have the Ten of Pentacles. Maybe there's something that happened in the family that caused the separation, because Ten of Pentacles is my DNA card. So I do feel like this eclipse is bringing through a reunion of some kind, even though we don't have reunion cards here. But with these three cards, I feel like there's opportunities for a reunion with that we will be together again. And yes, this is a deck, talking to heaven, talking about people who had crossed over, but I feel like, as a general reading, there's no separation between us, and the people who crossed over. So I also feel like these cards are relevant to people who are alive as well, who are here in this dimension with us. So, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please give me feedback. You know, I do feel like there's a lot of good energy coming from this eclipse, bringing in beautiful balance, abundance, and knowing that we have divine beings assisting us with this to bring in beautiful experiences of love, unconditional love, acceptance, wishes coming true, realizing that all the tears and the fears and the waiting, and also being very determined. I find this seven of wands could also be determination about what it is that you want. Like, you know what you want, and you're not going to settle for anything less. Like, you had to draw a line in the sand and say, this is what I want, and being very determined about it, and not giving up on your dreams and your hopes and your wishes. Even though we have a Four of Cups, which sometimes can be, like boredom. But I feel like this is more missed opportunity. So, well, yes, it was a missed opportunity, but I'm still not giving up on it. And because you didn't give up, you're creating this long-term, beautiful 10 of coins, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo security. And if you've been waiting for someone to come back, there it is. We will be together again. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please give me feedback. I love connecting with you. I love reading for you. And yeah, below my video there will be links where you can contact me for readings. And I look forward to read for you. I want to say thank you to my soul tribe for following, connecting, liking, subscribing. I value all of you. And perhaps I should have said this in the beginning of my message, but I just totally jumped into this reading because sometimes I feel there's so much to say before I can start a reading when all I want to do is I just want to get to it. But it doesn't mean like you are worth any less. I value each and every one of you, and I love sharing this beautiful spiritual journey with you. Let me know how this reading find you. Take care. Bye.